Hello and welcome back to our video tutorial. Now in this video I'm going to show you how we can create the form, which is our second object. Alright, so I'm going to double click the database file which I named earlier student information, and it's right here. Double click to open it up, and it is open here right now. So we already have a student table here, which is our first object, and next object is the form. So let's go ahead and create our form. Now before we create the form, you have to get this table selected because we are going to use table as our source for that form. So whenever anybody fills the information on that form, it will be stored inside this particular table. So the table has to be selected, and you go to the create tab. All right, and you will see the forms group here. Right, there are so many other ways we can create the forms. We can either create it using the form design, or the form blank form, or we have form wizard there, and so on. But we are going to use the form, uh, um, not the design one, but this one. Click on it, and then it will create the form automatically for us. So I'm going to click that now. All right, and there you can see the form is created. Now again, the form is in I think the layout view. We have the view options down here at the bottom right hand corner. Right now the view that our form is in is this one. All right, and it's a layout view. Now we have the other two views. The first one here is the design view. The other one there is the form view. So even up here at the top left hand corner, you can see that the view button is there. The arrow, you click that arrow and it will show you the three different views for the form. Alright, so right now our form is in layout view, and what we're going to do now is we are going to resize this and then make it look a bit colorful. Alright, so you can move your mouse pointer to the edge here. You know, the first these are the text boxes. Alright, and these are the labels. All right, so those are the names of these things here, the label and the text box. So we are going to resize the text box so that it's a little bit shorter. It is now very long, so move your mouse pointer here. All right, you can see the double-headed arrow. Click and you drag it towards the left. All right, so I'm going to stop right here. Okay, and also the other thing that we are going to do is I'm going to remove this icon here. Just click on it and hit the delete key on the keyboard, and it goes. Okay, and also this name here, student T, I'm clicking on it and I can do a double click there and I can edit it. So what I'm going to enter there or type in there is going to be data entry form. All right, because this is the form that our users will use to enter their information. All right, now so we are doing few edits to our form while we are in the layout view. Now let's more edits can be done if we switch over to the design view. So I'm going to click on the design view, and my form will now will be displayed in the design view. So I click on the design view button, and there you go. You can see the form right now is in design view. So I'm going to do a few things here. All right, I'm going to change the text here. Oh, by the way, you can see that we have the sections in the form header section there, the detail section there, and we have the form footer down there. All right, so those are the different sections of a form. All right, form header, detail, and form footer. All right, so up in the form header, I would like to change the color of this text here. All right, or rather it's a label. All right, so I'll just select it and go to the format tab, or I'm already in the format tab. Just go and click on the drop down arrow there, and I'm going to choose one color. I'm going to choose this, or rather this color here. All right, and maybe bold it. Okay, and my this label here, can drag it there. All right, and I'm going to click inside this section here, the form header section, and I'm going to change the gray color to something else. This fill color here. Click on it, and then I'm going to choose a color. I'll just put the something like what is it? All right, let's look for a maroon color. That's not maroon, but if you want to select your own color, you can actually go in here and click on more colors, and in here you can play around with the colors and choose one that you like. And I'm going to look for one that looks like a maroon. I think my text color is being drowned by this background color, so I'm going to change this color to something that is going to light up, and I think the yellow color will do. Okay, I think that looks fine. All right, so the next thing is I'm going to go to the labels, and now the names which have no space, like student ID as one word, I'm going to just create space in between student and ID. The same for the first and the name, and then the last and the name. All right, and fee paid there. All right, and then probably just bold them a little bit, bold, and then give a maybe dark blue color right there. And the same thing for this one, bold, same color, bold, same color, and bold. And you can do the same for all the other labels there. Okay, and then I think that looks good. I think this area here, the detail section, I'm going to apply a color there as well. So just click in anywhere here, or otherwise the details section ribbon there, click on it, and now you can either select the color from here or there. All right, so I'm going to choose a yellow color, maybe a light yellow color. Light, this is too bright. Go in here, go to more colors, and I can reduce the intensity of this yellow color to something a little bit white. All right, light, very light yellow. Okay, I think I like that. All right, so after I've done this, I'm satisfied with it, and then what I'm going to do is just click on the save button at the top left hand corner, which is the quick access toolbar. Click on it, and now it's asking me to give a name, so I'm going to name it data entry F. All right, there's no space, remember. All right, after I'm done, just click OK. All right, and my form appears in the navigation pane now. All right, so I can switch over to the form view to see how my form looks like. All right, oops, all right, form view. All right, so there you are. That's the form already created. Now, just before I go, let me just explain the navigation arrows down here. All right, right now it's showing the first record. All right, if you want to go to the next record, you can click on this next record navigation button, click on it, and goes to the next record. Now it shows Mary Tom next. All right, and I think we only have two names there. All right, so it's Mary Tom and Joe Blow. So you can add a few more other names in this form, and as you enter the names here, they will automatically be stored in the table. So let's just type in few other names. So I'm going to type in Helen. That's the first name. The last name is Matthew. I'm sorry, Matthew. Gender F. Date of birth. All right, just type in something here. All right, and the fee paid, let's say 1,200. Phone number, okay, and that's that. All right, and the next, now we also have this other button here, which if you click on it, you go to the very last record. Also, this one is, click on it, you go to the very first record. And we have this button here, which if you click on it, it's going to provide a blank form for you to enter new record. All right, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to enter one more name. All right, so I'm going to type in, this time, let's type Fred or Freddy, Freddy Jude, and the gender is M, date of birth is, okay, this one, 9, fee paid, let's say 800, phone number 8245678. All right, so that's that, and I think we have 4 records right now, so I think that's enough. And if we go close this, go to the student tab, you will find that the records we have just entered using the form are automatically saved in the form, rather in the table. All right, so that's about it. I'll see you in our next video. Thank you.